and good morning, good evening, or good afternoon, depending on when you're watching it. Today I'm going to be showing you how to solve the Super Scoob. Sorry, I just forgot the name there. The Super Scoob, or it's like, I don't know, it looks like a diamond shape with like, I guess I'm going to call it a rhombic dodecahedron, but the actual name is a Super Scoob. So, yeah. If you like this video, please make sure to hit the like button, which is right there, as well as the subscribe button, which is right next to it. And we're almost there to our goal, so I don't know how much we are. I'll tell you by the end of the video. So yeah, let's get started. So this is the cube. So the first thing you should know about this is that there are two of every color. So what I mean by that is there's two whites, there is two reds, there's two yellows, there's two oranges, two greens, and two blues. And those are on opposite sides of the cube. So, and the second thing you should know, even though this is like a Super Scoob, wait, let me just refocus that. Okay. Even though this is a Super Scoob, it does not behave like a Scoob at all. It behaves completely different. It's kind of similar to the Axis Cube or the Axel Cube, or if you've heard of that, or the Fisher Cube, if you've heard of that as well. And so yeah, I'm going to scramble this and show you how to solve it. So, actually, I forgot to tell you what I'm going to call each piece. So, you see these four-sided ones? They have, like, a sharp edge. I'm going to call those centers because they're at the center of every face that turn. And, these kind of three-sided ones, I'm going to call them corners, because they're kind of at the corner of every face. And, these guys, the ones coming off of the center, I'm going to call them... so they have one color. I'm going to call them edges. So the first thing that you want to do is find a center that you want to start working on. So I'm just going to do the center. And you want to match all of the correct edge pieces with it. So for example, the white edge, that one, sorry. Wait, no, I messed up. That's not what you're supposed to do. So what you're supposed to do is actually... you have to look at the other centers kind of on the horizontal line, not the bottom one, but the other four ones. And you have to kind of turn the top center so that, for example, pick a color on the top center, let's just say blue. And you have to turn it so that whichever center that the blue is facing, that center must also have blue facing that one. What I mean by that is, for example, this one has blue and so does this one. So we have to turn that blue up there, so that it matches, and then we have to do the same thing with this one. So this orange, turn that one up so that matches. Green, turn that over so the green matches. Next is a white, and okay, and then all we have to do is look at the bottom one and just turn it until they are matched. So those are matched. So now what we have to do is now we have to start getting these edge pieces in. So this orange one is already done, and I'm actually going to show you a specific way to get them in because there is a specific way. So what you have to do is you have to hold the cube like this. So the center that you want to start solving is on the top, and then it's just on the top. That will be the bottom layer, and then that will be the middle layer. So I'm going to refer to them as this one's the top layer, middle layer, and bottom layer. So remember that now. So you have to find the correct edge piece on the bottom layer, and then you have to turn it up to the top. But you have to make sure that this is fixed. So I'm just going to explain what that means. So we have to move this edge piece below where it's supposed to go, and then kind of turn it to the side again. Turn this center 180 degrees, and then turn this edge piece back to where it was, so it matches with that center, and then move that back up to the top. So now that's in. If you want another example of that, I'm just going to do one now. So that white one that needs to go there, it's on the bottom. So we move it to where it's supposed to be, like below where it's supposed to be. Turn it to the side, bring that down 180 degrees, move that back, and then move this back. Okay, so now for this last one, I'm going to show you a case that you can get. For example, if it's not on the bottom layer and it's on the middle layer, then all you have to do is just turn it down from the middle layer, so it's on the bottom layer, move it off to the side, and then turn that middle layer back. And then we can do what we did before. So I'm just going to do it, and I'll be right back for the next step. Okay, so I put that final edge piece in, and now what we have to do is start getting these 4 corners on the top layer. So this one is already in its correct position, just needs to be rotated. That one's also in its correct position, and okay, so I need to move these 2 in. So I'm going to show you how to move one in. So you want to find a corner that goes there on the bottom layer, and you're not supposed to refer to it using the edges. You have to use the colors of the centers, because, for example, there wouldn't be a corner with white and blue. So it's at this because this is actually yellow, but that piece isn't in the correct position. So this would actually be white, blue, and then yellow. So a white, blue, and yellow corner over here. But the sad thing is, you'll notice there are 2 white, blue, and yellow corners, and this is where you have to kind of use your imagination. So you have to kind of imagine turning, like putting that up there, and then just turning it to see if they match with the correct colors. For example, if that one goes, okay, so you just have to imagine kind of turning it, and I know that one would match because I can just imagine it, but this one wouldn't match, because let's just say I turned it like 120 degrees to the right. So this blue is over here, this white is over here, this yellow is on the top. Let me just, okay, yeah, and then I move that up there. It wouldn't match because the blue would match since the blue is over there, but then the yellow and the white wouldn't match because they're swapped colors. And you'll notice that these 2 are actually different. 2 of the colors are swapped on one of them, and so that's the correct one. So we just need to move that there. To move it into where it needs to go, you need to make sure the top layer is on the bottom, and then you have to kind of place it above where it needs to go, and then you have to see what color is facing the bottom. The color that's facing the bottom is yellow, so we can't, and then you have to see if one of these 2 are yellow. They're not, so we're just gonna kind of just turn any side up. I'm just gonna do the right side, move any corner in except for the one that actually needs to go in. Move any corner in, and then bring it back down. So that's not the actual corner that's supposed to go there. Let me find that one again. So, and then we have to replace that corner back where it needs to be. This time it's the blue side. So now since it's the blue side, what we're going to do is turn the opposite side to that up, and then bring that corner over the top, and then bring this back down. So now that all this corner is matching with the centers surrounding it. And we need to do the same for this one. So that would be this corner, and that is the correct corner. So because if you imagine turning it, it would line up with these. So blue is facing the bottom, so turn the opposite color up, move that in, bring that down. So now that one's matching. And if one of the corners is already in the position, all you have to do is just take it out, move that piece up, take it out, and then move that back down, and then replace it with the correct orientation. So that one, so green side, so I need to move the orange, and it's in. Same thing with this one. That one is not the correct, oh wait, it is the correct one. I'm going to move it out of the way, and I'm going to put it in. So now we have our entire top face solved. So the next step that we have to move on to is inserting these middle edge pieces. Okay, so to do that, basically what you need to do is, so remember this one is still the bottom layer, even though it's on the top. I get that that's confusing, but sorry about that. I mean, it's just it makes it really hard on me and hard for you to understand when I keep turning this cube. So that the layer that's solved is the top layer, and the middle layer is obviously the layer that's in the middle, and the remaining layer is the bottom layer. So we want to find the edge piece that matches its color on the bottom layer. Remember, that's the bottom layer. Or actually, I'm going to call it the third layer. So that will be the first layer, that will be the second layer, and then that will be the third layer. So we want to find an edge piece on the third layer, and then we want to kind of place it to the right of where it needs to go. And then we have to do this algorithm. So you are going to have to remember this algorithm. So it is, well, it's, okay, I'm going to word it so that it doesn't sound like an algorithm. And then later I'm going to do like the actual moves, like right side up, blah, 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 blah. So we want to hold it like this with two centers, with your thumbs on two centers, and then that piece up there. And then you want to move that edge piece away from where it needs to go. So move the top layer away, sorry, so it's over here, and then move that away from where it needs to go. And then you want to get that same side on which it's there. Sorry, no, the opposite side on which you moved it. And then you want to move that up. And then you want to move that in the exact same direction. So move that over. And then bring this opposite side back down. And then what you're going to do is bring the top layer into the opposite direction. So the piece you just put out is now above where it needs to go, and then you want to kind of put that piece in normally. So since that's a blue one, you want to move this white one up, and then bring that piece towards, and then down. And you notice that that one, that yellow edge piece is where it needs to be. So these two are solved. This third one's solved, and I'm just going to move on to the fourth one. So I'm going to do like the actual algorithm moves. So like right side up, top side clockwise, that kind of thing. So once again, you want to hold it on the right. You can also hold it on the left and do the exact opposite of the moves that I do, but I just prefer to have it on the right. So, and then you want to do the top side anti-clockwise, left side up, top side anti-clockwise, sorry, left side down, top side clockwise, right side up, top side clockwise, right side down. So that was like the actual algorithm kind of way for that algorithm. And now the entire middle layer for me is solved. And it should be for you too if you followed that step correctly. But I only did two of them because the other two were already solved. But if you still had to do that, just pause the video and go ahead and do that. So now we are going to move on to the next step, which is fixing the entire third layer. But we're going to do that in steps, and the first step for that is orienting the centers correctly. So actually, before we start, what we want to do is just turn the third layer so that these center pieces are matching, so white to white, green to green, orange to orange, blue to blue. And then we want to see if one of them is one of the edge pieces are in its correct spots. For me, all of them are not in their correct spots. But that's all right. So if you have a case like me where all of them are not in their correct spots, then do this algorithm with holding any piece towards you, and hold it like that with the center facing you, and then that edge piece, whatever color, but make sure the centers are correct. But if you should have either one lined up. So wait, I'll be right back to tell you the formula. Okay, so let me repeat what I said before. So if you have one of the edge pieces in its correct spot, then you want to hold that edge piece towards you, and then that center also just a center towards you, not like this, and then you're going to do this algorithm. right side up, top side clockwise, right side down, top side clockwise, right side up, top side clockwise 2 times. So bam, bam, and then right side down. What that should have done is it should have rotated these 3 edge pieces in an anti-clockwise direction. So you might have to do the algorithm again, in which case I am going to do it. Right side up, top side clockwise, right side down, top side clockwise, right side up, and then top side 2 times, right side down. And then now these 3 are in their correct spots. This means that I have, sorry, no, not these 3. I got that confused. These 2 are in their correct spots. I thought this one was in its correct spot as well, because the screen kind of messed with my eyes. But no, you have to look at this centerpiece and see if they're in their correct spot. So I have a bad case, because 2 of them are solved, which is quite bad, because we have to kind of restart the entire cube again. But, if you don't have 2 of them solved, and you only have 1 of them solved, then once again, have that edge piece facing you, and then do the algorithm, and until all of these are correct. But if you have a case like me, then do what I'm going to do right now. So you want to kind of get a solved edge piece. So for example, either, for me, it's a blue and orange. I'm just going to pick the orange because why not? And then you want to swap it, that orange piece, with the other orange piece on the cube, which is all the way down here. So to do that, we basically need to kind of, so I'm just going to flip the cube so that the first layer is on the top. And so we have to basically do what we did in the start. Get it underneath where it needs to go. And then move it to the left. And then turn that 180 degrees, bring that back in, turn that back, and now it's back in. So now we have to kind of do all of those once again. So, for example, this one is not the correct edge piece. The other one's up here, so I'm just going to do this one. For this one, the corner piece is over here, and that's the incorrect one. This one is the correct one. Yep, that's the correct one. And then now I have to get it in. So put it above where it needs to go. Red, that color doesn't match anything. So just gonna get a random corner piece in. Turn that back. Orange is facing, so now turn the blue side up. Move that in and put that back down. And that corner piece is where it needs to be. Next, I have to do this one. That's actually, I'm just going to do it without narrating all this to you. So, that actually, it makes me feel lonely. Like nothing is there if I don't narrate. So, I might narrate, I might not narrate. Yellow needs to come in. Okay, so now we're back to solving the 3rd layer. So that center is already where it needs to be. And if we do that algorithm again, so turn these 2 edge pieces, since none of them are solved, I'm going to have anyone facing me, and I'm going to do that algorithm. And this one, okay, so finally, one of them is correct. So now we can do the algorithm once again to swap these 3 edges, and it should be solved. Or I might have to do that algorithm once more, and it's solved. So we can move on to the next step, and I'll be right back. Okay, so the next step, I think you should have probably figured it out, because it's the only thing that's not solved. We have to orient these corners. Orient, when I say orient, I mean we have to move them into their correct positions. So you should have one of 3 cases. Either all of them are solved. If you have that, then just skip out to the next part. If you have none of them are solved, then do the algorithm I'm about to show you. Just do it with anyone, and just do it with the cube oriented anyway. but with those 4 corners that are unsolved on the top, and with the center facing you. But if you have one of the corners solved, like me, it doesn't have to be rotated the correct way, but it just has to be in its correct position. If you have one of them, then place that to your front right, have a center facing you, and then, wait, let me just get the focus. Okay, so put that one in that position, and then do this algorithm. Left side up, top side clockwise, right side up, top side anti-clockwise, left side down, top side clockwise, right side down, top side anti-clockwise. Okay, I make that sound very confusing, but it's basically this side up, move that over, this side up, move that over, this side down, move that over, this side down, move that over. So now that should have rotated these 3 corners, and for me I have to do that one more time, but for you, if they're all solved, then skip ahead to the next part. And before, if you had none of them solved, you should now have one of them solved, and then put that in your front right top corner, make a center facing you, and then do the same algorithm. So right side up, move that over, right side up, move that over, left side down, move that over, right side down, and then move that over. And now all of them are in their correct positions, and the last step we have to do is to turn these guys around, turn the corners around. So to do that, what we have to do is we basically have to kind of have an unsolved corner in the same position as we did for the last algorithm. So in the front right top corner, and then have a center facing you, and then just ignore everything else on this cube, only focus on this corner, and then do this algorithm. Right side down, bottom side to the left, right side up, bottom side to the right. And then we need to do that once more. So right side down, bottom side to the left, right side up, bottom side to the right. And now this corner is solved, so the correct piece is in the correct spot. So you need to keep doing that right side down, bottom side to the left, right side up, bottom side to the right, until that corner that you want to do is solved. And then you want to turn that, okay, this is the 3rd layer, I think. Yeah, this is the final layer, and you want to turn that layer so that a new corner is in that top right front position. And then you want to keep going with that algorithm until that one's solved. So down, left, up, right, down, left, up, right. Still not done. So down, left, up, right, down, left, up, right, right. And one more thing I should tell you is every time the bottom side is solved, then just you can freely handle the cube. Every time that bottom face is solved, then just turn the final layer to its correct position, and then keep going with the formula based on wherever its new position is. So that is basically it for this cube. And the worst part about it is that when we have to kind of swap, like when you have 2 of the edge pieces correct, the others are wrong, and you have to swap kind of these 2. And I'll be right back for the outro. Okay, so if you like this video, please make sure to hit the like button, which is right there, as well as the subscribe button, which is also right there. And please hit the subscribe button. It really means a lot. And we're kind of halfway there from our previous goal to 250 subscribers. So we're at 224 or 23. I can't exactly remember, but we're somewhere around there. So we're almost there to 250. So yeah, just hit the subscribe button right now. And if you haven't checked out some of my other Rubik's Cube videos, I've made a lot. just click on my channel, like that logo with the M on it, just click on it, and you'll see all the videos that I've posted. I also do gaming videos. I've done gamings on Roblox and Agario and other sorts of EO games. So yeah, make sure to watch those if you want to watch them. And goodbye. See you in my next video.